Hiya, folks. Yeah, I know. You think it's a ghost or something, but it's actually me back again. Just like first of all, I say a big up to everybody that has subbed to my channel. I'm up to 250 subscribers. I think it's just unbelievable, to tell you the truth, and I'd like to thank every single one of you for that. And it keeps me going with the channel, and I think that it's important, even small channels like my own, it's important to keep on voicing our opinions about this once great club of ours. And I just think I think every voice matters, you know. Some people might agree with me and other people don't, and that's perfectly okay. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. For me, I'm a passionate Arsenal fan, as you know, bit fiery, and I just say it as it is, and that's it. People might like it, people might. It's up to yourselves. But yeah, I'll just give you the backstory there while I'm at being offline for a while, is because a couple of things actually. First of all, I'm going through a bit of a personal problem at the moment with my leg. I've been in of hospitals and doctors and medication, all this kind of stuff, and still not out of the woods yet with us, but sure, look, we're getting there. The other thing is the Arsenal fan base. I had a lot of lads kind of, disagreeing with what I would say about Arsenal. And I came off social media and stuff like that, and I just said to myself, right, I give these lads a chance to prove me wrong, that we're going to actually win a cup competition, win a league title, win something out of this manager. Because everybody makes this manager out to be top of the range and the best young manager in the world and all this kind of stuff. He's the most protected manager in world football. That's a fact. I've never saw the hype that goes around around a manager like this fella gets. I think it's ridiculous. But once again, came the end of the season. What did we achieve? Achieved nothing once again. Came second. People gassed that up to celebrate. I saw the Arsenal faithful in the Highbury gassing it up, staying there for the parade, the shameful parade, celebrating second place, dancing around, kissing each other, hugging each other. You swear we're to win the Champions League, the way we're carrying on. Then we're wanting Spurs to beat Man City, and Arsenal fans wearing Spurs jerseys and celebrating with each other and shouting for Tottenham. And that's not the Arsenal that I grew up on, I'll tell you that. We had no one to blame but ourselves. I'm getting these excuses as well that it's very hard to beat the world's best team. All we had to do, lads, was just we had 6 games to go. We had to beat Aston Villa. And even at that, we drew against Fulham and stuff like that, like West Ham. So we had the league in our own hands, and we blew it once again. So yeah, disappointing. When are we actually going to win a cup again? When are we going to actually win a league title again? These are questions that we need to be asked. This man that was in manager for coming on to his 5th year. And I know he's going to be there this season. There's nothing we can do about it. I don't want him there. But listen, once again, the whole fan base, they'll be telling me now to shut up and we're going to do this and we're going to do that next season and all the rest of it. That's okay. Once again, that's your opinion. My opinion is we're going to win that again next season. And what he's going to say then? He's going to give him a 6th year. Seriously. But anyway, that's today's topic. It's not about Arteta. It's not about Crack. Well, I suppose Arteta would have a say in it, but I'm not going to point the finger at him in this video. This video, lads, is basically about our captain. Yeah. Captain. Laughable, really. Martin Odegaard. So where do I begin with this fool? Everybody gassing him up again. Great club captain. He's not a great club captain. Let's get that straight off the bat. He's not a great club captain. He's not even a good captain. Goes around flicking the hair, throwing the arms up in the air, trying to hype up the fans, taking photographs of the photographer in front of the crowd in a useless game that might not at the end of the season. Take photographs of Odegaard when we actually lift up a league title, when we actually lift up a cup. Then take photographs, then celebrate. Then start raising the hands up to the crowd and get them stand on their feet and stuff like that. Not when we're winning nothing. So I just like to kind of, I don't know, it's like a bit of a, I'm just going to speak about the past, about the club that I grew up on and love, and the Spurs of Arsenal, the history, the uniqueness of Arsenal Football Club and to where it is today. And like I always say, the standards are just on the fucking ground. That's on the ground. So, yeah, it's not going to be a long video by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just kind of coming back into it again. There might be not a lot of shows. Big up to Jez Collins, big up to Warren, Teams Talk, Del Boy, Gunner. I was on Lee Gunner show. Big up to all the lads, all read ones. And so yeah, so let's get off where do we even begin? So yeah, so we take it from the top down, because as I said to you, I think it's a disgrace with Martin Odegaard as captain. I take the captaincy off him and I give it to probably Declan Rice or someone like that for the next season, because this fella's no great shakes, is he? Like if you had to go into the trenches, as I always call it, I don't think I'd be relying on Martin Odegaard. So yeah, that is what it is. As leaders and captains of football clubs, their roles actually stretch beyond the pitch. It embodies leadership, and I don't see that in Odegaard. Also, it's captains are resilient. Again, it goes into the battle, it goes in and they gives it their all, 50-50, put their head in where you wouldn't put a foot in, stuff like that. They also, lads, resemble the Spurs of the club. Now, again, I don't see Martin Odegaard doing any of that. You're going to see me laughing, because I actually do believe that it's laughable when you think about it. A captain has to be instrumental in shaping the club's legacy, lads. Have to be. Legacy. Where's our legacy now? Once again, this captain is not creating anything at this club. So I feel that today we should dive into a few captains of the past that actually done something for this club, and that's act a prick like this Odegaard. These captains that I'm going to talk about here today, they reflect and they contribute to the Arsenal history, to the Arsenal success, to what this club used to be. And a sad indictment to say that we have Martin Odegaard now as our captain. And I want to keep on kind of getting back to that every time I mention something. And so I suppose we get stuck into it, lads. When Arsenal were known as Dial Square and Royal Arsenal, the captain was a fella called David Danskin. And I've been looking at these captains, I've been studying these captains and taking notes on these captains, because I like to know the history of my club. And you can't learn enough. You keep on delving into the past and you come up with all these names and you see what these men done for the club and where they bought it from to where it is, you know what I mean? How we grew the club. So I took a couple of notes here about these lads. So David Danskin, he was also a founder member of the club. He was a pioneer who helped establish the club's foundation in the late 19th century. Like, think about that sentence that I've just said. So big up to David Danskin. Then the club transitioned into professionalism, and the captaincy frequently changed at that particular time. It was at this period we had leaders like Maurice Bates lads and Bill Julian. One of the most enduring captains in the early 20th century was a guy called Percy Sands. He captained us from 1906 to 1915, and then during the wartime football. Now lads, can you imagine all this? Embodying the community of the Spurs of Arsenal because he was a local boy. You see what I mean? These men that I mentioned, look at what they've done for the club, building it up to what it is, what it used to be. Then post-war, we had a captain called Joe Shaw, and he guided Arsenal to a league title as manager. He became a manager of Arsenal. Not only did he captain the club, but he became manager of the club, and he won us a league title. Once again, lads, Joe Shaw. These men, never mentioned. The fan base don't care. They don't look back into the past. They don't look back into the history of the club. You see, Arsenal for me, it runs through my blood. It's in my blood. I want to know these people. I want to see what they've done. I study them. I take little notes and I like to put videos up for people, whoever sees this video might learn something from it. About why I'm so passionate about this club and why I want it back to where it used to be. Then lads, in the 1920s and 30s, we saw leaders like Charlie Buchan and Tom Parker. And under the captaincy of Tom Parker, in 1930, lads, we won our first FA Cup under Tom Parker's captaincy. In 1930, our first ever FA Cup. In 1932 to 33, we got a man called Alex James who took over as captain. And he captained our club throughout a golden era of the club. We dominated English football, lads, in the 30s. And he was our captain. He led us through the 30s in the golden era of football for Arsenal. Name never mentioned. Alex James. Post-war, we had George Main and Joe Mercer. And Mercer, lads, was influential in rebuilding the team and laying the foundations for future successes. Joe Mercer. In modern times then, lads, we had Frank McClintock. In 1971, he won a magnificent, famous double. He also won the Intercities Fair Cup with Arsenal. He was a great captain, great leader. These men are leaders. They are true captains. Then in the 80s, lads, we had the likes of Tony Adams. Look what he done at Arsenal. David O'Leary. We had Kenny Sansom. We could name out much more. Terry Neal. There's much more captains that I haven't mentioned here today. I've just picked out a certain amount of captains and spoke a little bit about them to show people what they did for the club. Look at Tony Adams, look at the statue outside the Emirates Stadium. Man was a leader, he was a captain. Then we had Patrick Vieira, Thierry Henry, Cesc Fabregas. Van Persie. So we had captains that won major titles, that brought success to our club. Now we're relying on Martin Odegaard, a man who stood up, took up the microphone, was asked about his feelings for losing the league title. And Martin Odegaard's response was, I'm a bit disappointed. I'm a bit disappointed about losing out on the league title. And he's the captain of our club. It's no wonder, lads, our club is where it is. No winning mentality, no Arsenal spirit, no honour, no pride, no will to win. There's nothing. And it's going to remain that when we have captains like Martin Odegaard. I want to see lots of changes at the club, of course I do, because I feel that there's a lot of things wrong with the club. But one of them things, lads, is to actually give the captaincy to Declan Rice or someone like that. Please take it away from Martin Odegaard. He doesn't deserve it for next season. We will win nothing under his captaincy. I promise you that now. For him to say that sums it all up to me. Just another arrogant prick at this club. Poison. So I like you lads to just listen to those names and just take that little bit of history that I've given here today, and I just hope that people feel what I feel when it comes to Arsenal, you know. This ain't Mickey Mouse Club, you know. This is Arsenal Football Club. So just do us a favour, Arsenal. Just give the captaincy to someone else. Take it away from Odegaard. Lads, anyway, listen, big up to you all. I just saw I put up this video about the captaincy. I think it's a disgrace the way it's gone at the moment. And big up to you all, and thanks again for all the subs. I really appreciate it. All the lads that support me, I really, really appreciate it. Without you, I wouldn't be here. And yeah, disagree, agree, whatever you want, lads. Please press like, share and subscribe. And another video coming. I'm going to try to get videos up around the 12 o'clock, 12:30 mark every day now. So I'll be more frequent about things about Arsenal. So hopefully you'll enjoy the content. I'll see you all again. Thanks, lads.